Hi, kids. I'm a little bit discombobulated um, and kind of excited to have so many new friends, new viewers, new watchers and subscribers, and it's just kind of fun. So I have to thank my friend Lori Tata, whose YouTube channel many of you are fans of. And I got to chat with Lori one evening, and she included some of that conversation in her latest video, and then encouraged many of you to come over here and check out my channel. So I've just been having so much fun responding to comments and thanking people for being new subscribers to my channel. So I'll try not to disappoint. And sadly, we're getting off to a poor start because I'm going to do a what sold video, which has to be the most dry, kind of sitting in the back of the conference room, wishing that you had saved half your donut for now instead of eating it all at 10:30. Anyway, I'm going to share what sold for me May 23rd through May 29th. That's a Tuesday to Monday. That is the goofiest sales week, and it's only because today's a holiday, so it felt like Sunday all day, and then I realized it wasn't Sunday. It was Monday, and tomorrow is Tuesday, where I like to put up a new video. So here we are, doing what sold. I sold in those 7 days. Today is one of them, and the day's not over, so this could get better. But I've sold 28 items in the last week, which is an average of 4 per day, which is fine with me. I like that. 12 of those sales were on Poshmark and 16 on eBay. That is sort of astonishing. There was a time when Poshmark was maybe 5% of my sales, and now they're creeping up on 40%. Don't don't run the math and tell me I'm wrong, but um, yeah, I use Posture VA now, and it helps an awful lot. So my highest price item that I sold in the past 7 days was sold for $40. The lowest price item sold for $14.99. So I don't deal in a lot of big ticket things. Most of my stuff sells between 20 and 30, and sometimes I get lucky and it's higher than that. The fastest sale I had sold the item sold in 2 days. Was that the same one? No, it was not the same one that sold for 40. The slowest sale I had took 2.25 years, and it was sold for the second time. Bad buy. We'll talk about that lesson. 16 of the 28 that I sold were listed in May, so they sold in less than 30 days. That's pretty darn good. More than half sold in less than 30 days. But it also kind of tells me that I might need to do some relisting because I like to sell some older stuff too. Let's move it along. So let's get started. What did I sell? This is kind of going backward in time from the most recent sales to the oldest because, it was easier for me. Sorry. Okay, on Poshmark, I sold a handbag from the sack. I find the sack kind of often, but usually it's the twine or cloth or that cotton yarny stuff, the woven ones, and those sell too. But this was a pebbled leather. It was called the Sequoia Hobo, and how I found that was I Google lensed it, and a lot of people were calling this particular style of bag the Sequoia Hobo. So then I Googled the sack Sequoia Hobo, and I actually found a store, a retailer that was selling it and calling it that. So then I thought, okay, that's not just a name somebody made up, and then all of us kept repeating it for the rest of our lives. So I didn't find the name in the bag, but I found it by using Google Lens and poking around a little bit. I don't put a lot of research in. I don't try to find the name for everything, but a couple of quick types, and I found it. And so this was beautiful condition. I thought about keeping it, and then I decided no. I wanted to be more bold and exciting in my handbag choices, and this was very safe and reassuring, but a very nice quality bag. I paid $5.39 for this, and I listed it on May 9th. So it sold for $36 in 20 days. I will let you know if I gave a shipping discount on a Poshmark sale, because you might be curious. Most of these were on offers made to me or outright purchases. Sometimes people accept my offers, but considering how often I send them on Poshmark, it's not as often as you'd think. I'll also tell you what I did for shipping on a couple of eBay items so you get an idea of how I handle that. The next sale, also on May 29th, was a Savannah Jane baby doll peplum striped top with embroidery. So you can see this is all embroidery, and then it had a bell sleeve, and it was cute. Savannah Jane, here's the label, is something that I almost always pick up when I get. I probably found it a half a dozen times now. I paid $3.99 for the top, and I listed it on May 19th. I took an offer of $22.20 or $22.25. I probably made an offer of $22.25. You can see I charged $5.99 shipping, and my shipping cost was $4.15. So I made $1.70, 80 cents in addition to my other profit. So making a little bit of profit on shipping helps offset the fees. And I charge $5.99 for everything that weighs less than 12 ounces. I charge $16.99. I'm sorry, that would be a bargain. No, I charge $6.99 for things that weigh 12 to 15.999 ounces. And then for items over a pound, I offer the buyer, they can choose between calculated priority or calculated parcel select. Now, in July, the Postal Service is changing its shipping. So instead of first class package service and parcel select for things, for the cheapest way to ship things, parcel select would be for over a pound. Priority, of course, you can send anything priority, doesn't have to be over a pound. But for first class package and then parcel select ground, they're combining them and calling it Ground Advantage. And that begins in July if all of their proposals are approved, and they tend to be. And the rates, I've looked at the proposed rates, and they're very similar. I won't have to change my rates for first class or for under a pound. And then I will just do calculated for over a pound. And then I will also give buyers the option for priority if they want to upgrade and pay a little more. So that's how I do my shipping. And it'll be very similar, but instead of first class package, it'll be called Ground Advantage. You can read all about it if you Google the July 23rd changes to the Postal Service. So, okay, let's stop getting sidetracked. The next item I sold was also on eBay. It's a Lululemon Run Swiftly Tech 2.0. I took an offer of $38. I paid $4.49 for this. It's one of those shirts where you can barely see the Lululemon unless it's in the right light. But fortunately, I spotted it. I don't know where the back, oh there, you can see the back, at the back of the neck, right there. Come on. Doesn't want to show. Okay, there we go. I was just flipping through the racks and didn't see that it was Lululemon until I flipped it backwards and then saw the back. Paid $4.49, took an offer of $38, and that sold in 5 days. And then we go to May 28th. I sold these Free Fly women's joggers. I had never heard of Free Fly, but as I was flipping through the pants, I thought, ooh, bamboo, and they've got kind of a cute logo. I better look them up. And so I did, and their original retail was $88, and I sold them for $29 in 22 days. So I listed them in May and they sold in May. So I thought that was a great deal. I paid $2 for those at a little thrift store that was having a half price sale. And their pants are normally only $3.99. It's a great little store. I should stop in there more often. The next item I sold was this Lily Pulitzer Elsa silk top. The Elsa top, you can recognize it. Well, it's silk. It's got smocking all around the bodice, and it has these gold buttons. And they come in all kinds of prints. And by doing a little Google searching, I found out this print was called Onyx Home Slice. So I listed that for $50, and I took an offer for $40, and that sold in 3 days. I probably could have waited, but I just like to sell stuff. $40 is great. I paid $3.74 for it, so I was very happy. I also paid a $2.02 shipping discount. Next, I sold some Nike Golf. This is also on the 28th. Nike Golf men's shorts, the dry fit. Nike just gives you all the information for your title. I sold those for $17, paid $3.99 for them, and they sold in 26 days. Nike Golf. Nike Golf is one of my favorite Nike items to sell. They have got Nike Golf polos and Nike Golf shorts and pants that I have found. This poor little Patagonia dress. um, Quite a few years ago now, one of my daughters was interested in selling on eBay and Poshmark, and she ran a little business. And then her regular job and her kids and everything got busier, and she kind of set it aside. And then recently, over the winter, she gave me what was left of her inventory, about 30 or 40 pieces. And so, even though this dress is quite a few years old, probably 4, I had, didn't have to pay anything for it. And I sold it for $17.88 in 2.5 months. And it's just a cute little organic cotton Patagonia dress. Not something they're particularly known for, but she had had it for sale for probably 6 or 8 months and didn't sell it back then. So we let it go. Next on eBay, Duluth Trading men's ballroom jeans. They're not for dancing, they're for comfort. So Duluth Trading's jeans are known for having, shall we say, extra room in certain places, and they call them their ballroom jeans. I took an offer. I listed them for 28 and took an offer for 22. I paid $5.99 for them, which is a little more. I'd love to find Duluth Trading at the bins. Duluth Trading sells quickly, and I recommend it as a brand for men and women if you can, if you don't pay too much for it. My net profit on these was probably $11 or $12 after fees and everything, but they sold in 4 days. So Duluth Trading at the right price, I recommend it because people that like their clothes are loyal to it. And it used to just be a catalog company, and now their retail stores are really expanding across the country. We got one near where we live probably 3 or 4 years ago, and now I'm starting to see the clothes in the thrift store. So I will tell you, if you find Duluth Trading, where's the style? Okay, the style number is always on the little paper tag. This one's kind of rolled up. It's papery, but it's the 5-digit number at the top of this little white tag. And if you Google Duluth Trading and that 5-digit number, you will find the name of the garment. And maybe even a link to their website where you can see what the original details were. So I know a lot about Duluth Trading because I have a relative that works there. And again, I paid $5.99, sold for $22 in 4 days. This is Lungo Larno. I'll show you the label. They do linen, made in Italy linen. And I've sold a dress by them, and I have another dress listed. And then this shirt sold very quickly. This is classic. People who love to wear linen, this is kind of their classic look, isn't it? It's got a swirl tie-dye. It's got a chiffon little piece of the hem. And I just thought, oh boy, that looks like somebody who loves artsy clothes. And of course, it was linen. I paid $2 for this at that little thrift store. And it sold in 3 weeks for $27.99. So if you feel linen, I always recommend looking it up to see if it's something that you can get a good value for. There's not a lot of these pieces for sale, but many of them have sold. So it's a brand. I'd be curious to know if anybody else has seen it. The next piece was swimwear. Lands' End is one of my swimwear brands that I just pick it up if it's not hideous. This is a tankini top in a size 12D. I paid $2.02 for it, and I sold it for $22 in 20 days. This would have been something I charged $5.99 shipping for, and I actually paid $4.88 to ship it, so I made an extra $1 there. So, Land's End Tankini swim top. That's how all my swim starts out. Could be Miracle Suit Tankini swim top, LL Bean Tankini swim top. They all start out exactly the same. And I've been stocking up on swim and I've been selling it. Next sale, we're on to May 27th now. LL Bean men's 2XL organic cotton seersucker shirt with a button-down collar. Wow, so many features with that. I like LL Bean, but I don't get it all. There's a lot of LL Bean shirts out there. Flannel, chamois flannel, seersucker, linen. I don't get a lot of the cotton shirts or just regular shirts. They do something called sunwashed, which it looks like the shirt is kind of faded in blue, green, yellow. I've sold, so that one I know and recognize. But Land's End usually has a item number on the tag, and so you can Google it to find out more if you want to dabble in LL Bean for men or women. I tend to do more men in LL Bean, but this was a seersucker shirt, which is a great summer shirt. It was organic cotton, just had a lot going for it. I paid $4.99, sold it for $25 in 8 days. And I was surprised it was on Poshmark. Also on Poshmark, these Nike, again, I looked up the item number. They're called the Sportswear Club Graphic Shorts. Graphic because of the big swoosh. These are that thick, spongy sweatshirt material. I paid $4, sold them for $17 in 12 days. And that I took an offer on as well, but accepted an offer, not sent one, so there was no shipping discount. Also on May 27th, a Brooks Brothers button-down shirt. Got this from a ThredUp men's box. Paid $4.20. I listed it for $32.99 and accepted an offer of $28. Very reasonable offer. So this has the little fleece, what they call the black fleece sheep on the front, button-down collar, beautiful quality cotton. The Regent, the original polo shirt, 100% Supima cotton. So just features that I like. The classic blue Oxford cloth shirt. So that sold for $28 in 27 days. And last on May 27th, this Tango Mango dress. This isn't even a really great Tango Mango dress. Have you sold this brand before? There's the label. This is my third Tango Mango dress. Generally, they get better prices if they have ruffles on the sleeves or rows and rows of ruffles all over the dress. They're very stretchy knit polyester in bright florals, and usually they have ruffles, sleeveless or with sleeves, but they've got rows and rows of ruffles. This one had kind of a color block, stained glass window, just kind of interesting. The back was just seamed. They didn't even match the prints, but I put dance and club in the title because the ones with ruffles especially, well, by the name you can tell, Tango Mango, they're beautiful dresses for dancing in, okay? And I recommend them if you see Tango Mango. I sold this for $28. How much did I pay? $5.24, and it sold in 2 days. That was my fastest seller, that ordinary little polyester stretchy dress. Tango Mango. May 26th is this Cheyenne women's linen top in an extra large. It's very, very Logan looking. Oversized dolman sleeves, a shark bite hem, a high-low hem. And here was the tag, and I thought, I've never heard of this, but the tag was tacked on rather than sewn on. And I could tell by the feel it was linen, and I confirmed that it was. So I just did some comp checking and purchased it for $3.59. It's very long, very loose. You can see how sheer the knit is because you can see my hanger right through it. It's sold for, I took an offer. I listed it for $39.88, but I took an offer for $35.89. It took 4 months to sell, but selling something for 35 that you paid $3.50 for is pretty good. So Cheyenne, I don't know if you've ever seen that brand before. I've not seen it since I bought that one. And next we go to, again on May 26th, this is on eBay. North Face, of course, I'm probably like others, I've gotten pickier. I do comps on every single North Face item I'm thinking about getting. I just recently got a great down vest. I got it at the bins and it's going to be worth $50 or $60. But sometimes North Face, a quarter zip that's just ordinary material, you'd be lucky if you can get 20. So I do like men's camo cargo shorts. Camo and cargo are my favorite two combos for shorts. I've sold Nike in a camouflage cargo short and a couple different brands. These of course were North Face men's cargo shorts in a gray camo. I listed them for $29.95 and that's what they sold for in 10 days, and I paid $3.99. So here's how I'm doing my shorts and pants now for the cover shot, so people can see the back pocket and then the leg. If you remember on the jeans, excuse me, I should have a sip of something. Where's my jeans? The jeans, my cover shot looked like this. So they can see how wide the leg is and they can see what the back looks like. There's the brand very prominent. Then of course I have a shot like this, but to me that's not an attractive way to sell pants. I like this now. It's working out pretty well. So now can we find, yeah, there's our North Face. Again, I paid $3.99, sold for $29.95 in 10 days. Here is a miracle suit. Let's find the main picture. It's called the Monterey Tankini swim top. I paid $3.74 for this and took an offer on Poshmark for $36 in 16 days. Okay, let's talk miracle suits and their disappearing tags. This tag is legible. So it has a style number right up here, or it says style. There's a number there, so that could help you. That's how I found out this was the Monterey. And then, of course, you have all your sizes. In the description box, I'm going to put a link to a Google Sheet that I created. If you're a reseller who has a miracle suit in your inventory and you can read the tag, I'm asking if you would please pitch in on a crowdsourcing solution to a problem. That miracle suits tags frequently wash out and they're impossible to read. So you've got a great suit that you could get a great price for and you have no idea what size it is. I figured if everybody who's got suits with sizes measures them, shares them in this Google Sheet, then when you find a suit without a size, you could measure it and see if there's a matching suit in the spreadsheet. Isn't that a great idea? We've had a few contributions, mostly from Heidi, also from my friend Veronica and my friend Keegan, and one other person who I don't know. They put in their Instagram handle, but I don't recognize the name. So please, if you have a miracle suit in your possession, in your inventory, get it out and measure it. Tell us what size it is and what the measurements are so we can all use that data together in the future when we find a suit with no tag. So this one had the size 14 and it sold in 16 days for $36. So I got to write down, don't forget the link in the description box. Next, one more item on May 26th was this L'Agence Elena silk blouse in a botanical floral. It's an off-the-shoulder top. There's the stock photo, and there's my photo. And if you haven't found L'Agence before, there is the label. They're very expensive. This top was $330 new, and I sold it for $36. They do not hold their value, but $36 is great for just a little polyester top. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a silk top. 36 is still great, but it's not $330, is it? So I paid $3.99 for that, and I gave a $2.02 shipping discount, and I sold it in 23 days. On May 25th, we're backing up now. This is a belt, the limited. What does it look like normally? Put it on my dress form. She doesn't like belts. Look how she gets all pinchy. It's just a brown leather belt, and it had this big ring. I just think maybe there's not very many belts for sale, but it's very easy to sell belts. If they have anything cute about them, you can get something for them. And I only pay $1.49 for belts usually, and if I get them at the bins, it's even cheaper. So this was the limited brown leather belt with a leather buckle, and made in Italy, size small, sold for $15. I paid $1.49. It took 2 months, but it didn't take up much room. Oh, this shirt. Okay, let's have a lesson in bad buys. This was acquired back in February of 2021. Apparently back when I thought Gap was still something good. Look how pretty it is. It's just a very pretty floral top with a little keyhole front. Just adorable. I paid $3.99 for it. Can you imagine? And then I sold it in August of 2022. So a year and 6 months later, I sold it and it was returned for fit. So I had to pay the shipping to bring it back. I relisted it on September 13th, and then I sold it again in May on the 25th for $14.99. So considering that I had to pay the shipping to get it back to me, and I paid $3.49 to begin with, I made like $2, but the education was so valuable. But I still think it's a cute shirt. But it's Gap, and nobody wants Gap. So be careful with your Gap. Here is a Madras skirt / skort. It really looks skirty, but it has shorts underneath. And it is Cape Madras from Cape Elizabeth, Maine. It's a patchwork of different Madras plaids, 100% cotton. This, I paid $1.17 for at the bins. I sold it for $19.45 on an offer, not $22. And it took 3 months to sell, but I would buy that again. Cape Madras. Next on eBay, this is another bad buy. I acquired this, where is it? Oh, time to turn the page. Nearing the end. Fear not, we'll get through this. Mountain Hardware, December of 2021, so 17 months ago. There was a time when Mountain Hardware, in some things like nylon convertible pants, stuff like that, you could make money on. I generally don't get Mountain Hardware at all anymore. Here's the label, in case you want to know what to avoid. See the Mountain Hardware right up there. Sorry. I paid $2.69 for it back in December of 2021. Sold it for $14.87, and I was glad to see the back of it. This is a men's linen shirt from Porter and Ash. For some reason, I had a lot of $10 offers on this. One guy just kept, like every 4 days, he'd offer me $10. It took a month to sell. I paid $3.79. And I probably would not do this again unless it was at the bins. Never seen that brand before or since, but I got $18 for it. And yeah, I don't know. 18 isn't much. I would rather have gotten like 22 or 24. The next item, I got this in a ThredUp men's box. Paid $4 for it. It's sold in 8 days. It is a Nike NFL on-field sideline shirt. Again, Nike tells you you can pretty much find out what anything is by looking it up. And it had New York on the front, and then on the back had the little tiny logo of the Giants. And I sold that for $24 in 8 days. and I gave a $2.02 shipping discount. So we do like Nike, don't we? Not all Nike, Nike Golf, Nike Athletic. So professional sports stuff, everything that I've gotten in thread-up boxes that had professional sports names on it, whether it was hockey or football or baseball, um, has sold. And the stuff that got the best price was a combination of like Nike or even NFL branded, like the league brand. Um, Cheaper prices are for things that just are like no name. So if you're going to do sports stuff, when you're starting out, stick with like starter or the league names or Nike or Adidas or one of the known sports brands combined with um, the sports team name. So off-branded stuff like Gildan or any of those brands that come from your local print shop, those are probably bootlegged and are not genuine. So I would avoid those. This I shouldn't have got it. The style is just sort of sad sacky. It's probably very old, but it was J. Jill Love Linen. I paid $4.49 for it, which is too much to only get 18. I let it go in like 17 days, but like I said, the style was just sort of, ugh. I mean, a lot of J. Jill is plain and layered looking, but this was just weird with the cuff and the lace at the bottom. It doesn't look like J. Jill, I guess. And I let it go for $18. This was kind of a strange thing. I do pick up I always look at the hard goods, but I'm very picky because I don't like to ship breakable things. And once in a while I find big winners. This one it's a chunk of soap, a 5 pound block of soap. There we go. By Soap Expressions. And it was the honey and glycerin soap. So it was easy to Google. And I listed it, well, I sold it for $28.95. That's exactly what I listed it for. It took 6 months. The buyer paid $7.58 in economy shipping. That's exactly what the label cost me. And so I paid $4 for it and sold it for $28. That was pretty good. It just sat on a shelf in my closet, and I wrapped it up in a box with some newspaper to cushion it. And even if it cracked, the buyer wouldn't complain because it's soap and it's going to get melted. So that was kind of interesting. Soap Expressions. Last couple items are nothing spectacular, but this is Alaskan Hard Gear by Duluth Trading. So Alaskan Hard Gear is kind of their extra heavy duty performance wear. They're rebranding it as AKHG by Duluth Trading. So if you see AKHG, also check. Remember I told you the Duluth Trading style number is on the paper tag. There it is, 80736. That's how I found out that this was the Midnight Sun plaid. The Midnight Sun shirt is the name of the shirt, and then it was in plaid. This was a 2X, and I paid $3.99 for it. I took an offer of 22, and that sold in 7 days. So like I said, Duluth Trading at the right price, it will sell quickly. So don't pay too much for it and ask the right amount for it. People are very loyal to it. The last item, kind of finishing on a little bit of a dud. This came in a Helpsy Source box that I tried, a 10-piece men's box. I won't get it again. The items cost me $2.80 each, but a couple of them I couldn't list, and because they were damaged or they were just, they were basically worth nothing. But I listed this Brooks Brothers short sleeve button-down shirt, the kind of shirt I tell every man, please don't wear this to work and pretend that you're dressed up. Sorry, short sleeve shirts to me should not be dress shirts, but I guess if you open it at the neck okay, I'll be quiet now. It's a nice non-iron Supima cotton stretch, but it sold in 27 days for $15, and I was happy to let it go. I paid less than $3 for it, so not a bad deal for somebody. Brooks Brothers, of course, there's the label. They tend to have the brand or the style name, the Madison fit, and it was kind of small. It was a 16 neck, so that's not a very big shirt. 15 and a half is the smallest they go. So that's my what sold in the last week. It was a pretty good sales week. I didn't add up the dollars because the dollars only matter to me in my bank account. But if it's helpful to you to know, what I'm paying for things versus what I'm selling them for, and how quickly they sell, and again, things went pretty good. 16 of the 28 items were listed less than 30 days. So um, that that makes me very happy, and it doesn't happen all the time, but I do need to go back and tweak some of my older listings to make sure that those are moving as well. Well, thank you, friends, and thanks again to if you're new here. I'm just tickled that you think that this is a something that's worth watching, and I'm so grateful to Lori for sending so many people my way. I hope you had a great time because I sure did. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, kids.